Hey guys, thanks so much for watching today's video. A lot of you are probably like me and you see Biden's polling lead right now and expect it to diminish by the time that election night approaches. And so if that's the case, I want to see what are the results of the 2020 election going to be if Biden's lead is down 5 points and 7 points. So if he only has a 4-point lead and a 2-point lead going into election night. And luckily 538 has a really helpful data set that shows us how elastic each state is. In other words, how much a state's polling data is going to change if there's a 1-point change in the national average. So that should actually give us some really accurate numbers to see what exactly is going to happen to these states on election night if Biden's polling lead diminishes. So the margins that I've used for this map and that I'm going to use on my maps going forward are a tilt is anywhere from 0 to 2.5 points, a lean is anywhere from 2.5 to 6, a likely is anywhere from 6 to 12, and a safe is anything above that. So now I'm going to go in and say Biden's lead has diminished by 5 points. He's only leading by 4% going into election night, and this is what the map's going to look like. Colorado is going to shift to a likely margin. Nevada is going to stay the same. Minnesota is going to shift to a likely margin. New Hampshire is going to shift to a tilt. Wisconsin's going to shift from likely to a tilt. Michigan is going to only go to a lean. Pennsylvania is also going to go to a lean. Florida is going to go to a tilt. Virginia is going to stay a likely. Nebraska's 2nd congressional district is going to go to a tilt. North Carolina is going to tilt Republican. Tilt Republican. Ohio is going to tilt Republican. Georgia's actually going to lean Republican. Oh my goodness. And Iowa is going to be a likely Republican state, and Texas is going to lean Republican. Additionally, Arizona is going to lean towards the Republican Party. So, this is the margins if Biden is only winning by 4% on election night. As we can see, he still has the victory. He has 313 electoral votes, so he's actually still going in with the victory. Very narrow in Wisconsin, Florida, and New Hampshire, and so if he loses those, he will lose the general election. But at this moment in time, if Biden is winning by 4%, we should expect an extremely competitive race if the polls are accurate, but still one that Biden is able to eke out a win. Now let's talk about 7 points. So this is where things get really interesting. So in Colorado, it stays a likely margin. In Nevada, it moves to a tilt for the Democratic Party. In Minnesota, stays a likely. In New Hampshire, it actually flips towards the Republican Party and becomes a tilt Republican state. In Wisconsin, it is also a tilt Republican state. In Michigan, it's additionally another tilt Republican state, same as Pennsylvania. In Nebraska's 2nd congressional district, this is interesting because it comes a virtual toss-up. It is actually 0. No party has any sort of favorite based on polling data alone. In Florida, it becomes another tilt Republican state by a very, very, very small margin, but still towards the Republican Party. In Virginia, it becomes a lean towards the Democratic Party. In Ohio, it stays a tilt for the Republican Party. In North Carolina, it actually becomes a lean for them. In Georgia, it becomes a likely state. In Texas, it also becomes a likely state. And in Iowa, it stays a likely state. So this is what our map is going to look like if the polling lead on Joe Biden's end is only 2 points on election night and the polls are accurate. As you can see here, Donald Trump does win by a similar margin that he did in 2016. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I had a really good time making this video. Please, please, please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.